Just thought I'd do a quick video here and show people about an organisation I'm after coming across here, which I think people need to know about, especially the people of Cork. Um, it's the organisation is called the ICLEI, ICLEI Europe. It's an organisation for local government for sustainability. It's a global network which has over 2,500 local and regional governments committed to sustainable urban development, who are active in more than 125 countries, Ireland being one of them, working to influence the sustainability policy and drive local action for zero emission development. Hence, now that's why we see all the new builds with no parking spaces, because they're smart, they're going for smart, go green cities. Um, Equitable development, fostering inclusive and resilient communities. Their key activities include providing local governments on sustainable development, offering training and workshops for local government officials, facilitating exchange between cities and towns and regions to share best practices, aka your smart cities, and representing local government's interest in international forums such as the UN. Now, uh, every county council in this country has picked up on some parts of these initiatives and agreed to them. So therefore, all the local councillors, why are they also silent on this? It just goes to show you that no one is on the side of the people in this country, because they're all choosing their paycheck to stay silent on the matters on these issues that actually matter to our communities. Um, they have offices in Africa, East Asia, Europe, and Europe. Now, isn't that funny? Because they all link in with the global Africa, global Ireland, welcome to Africa, global Ireland, welcome to Asia, global Ireland, welcome to India, programs that we have currently running in this country. The European Office supports local governments in implementing EU strategies for climate neutrality and building resilient smart cities. Now, Ireland, the corporation, it's not directly a member of this organisation, but Cork County Council is, um, and it has been since 2017. They have endorsed the Basque Declaration, which is focusing on creating productive, sustainable, and resilient cities. Cork was also involved in initiatives such as Intelligent Cities Challenge 2.0, the EU Climate Neutral and Smart Cities missions. Belfast is also another member of this organisation. Cork City Development Plan from 2022 to 2028 has a more in-depth view of this. Now, I did do a video about Cork's developmental plan a while back where I spoke about the docklands, but there's more. It's more advanced now from the 2022 to the 2028 one, and I can do another video on that if you want me to, or I can attach the document. You can read it for yourselves. But I do think the people of Cork need to read this to understand exactly what's coming to their city. Has its more in-depth view on their sustainable developmental goals. Cork has also been mandated by their NPF, which is the National Planning Framework, for the faster growing city over the next generation, with an ambitious 50% increase in population to 335,000 by 2040, in order to provide a strong national counterbalance to the dominance of Dublin and an emerging international city of scale. To enable the sustainable planning and management of these ambitions, the city's administrative area was expanded by almost 400% in 2019, incorporating the surrounding hinterland and 85,000 new residents. Now, isn't it funny to call all these new arrivals residents while we're all citizens? Wording is very important with these parasites. Cork is the city I think we should all be watching, because we're all looking at Dublin and saying how quick that's advancing with the new arrivals. But Cork is the one that's after agreeing to all these sustainable developmental goals and has agreed to have them ready and committed to by 2030. Now, their achievements of this organisation so far is they've been designated as part of the EU Climate Neutral and Smart City mission. They've accredited UNESCO Learning City Centre since 2015, including a commitment to supporting a culture of lifelong learning to facilitate individual empowerment, build social cohesion, nurture active citizenship. There we are, back to the citizenship. Um, Lay foundation for sustainable development and promoting economic and cultural prosperity. So that's part of your NPF program, where they link in and they get the jobs for the non-nationals. An accredited WHO healthy city since 2014, including an overreaching mission to address the health inequities faced by poor, marginalised, and vulnerable sections of society arising from social, transport, and education policy, as well as from physical and built environmental conditions. It ranked third at the 2023 EU iCapital Awards in the Rising Initiative City category in recognition of how different actors and organisations, because the world's a stage, folks, and everything, none of it's real. It's all been planned and organised by these parasites in the UN and the World Economic Forum that make up the local initiative innovation ecosystem, including the two universities, are brought together to work towards ultimately improving quality of life for well-being of citizens and communities, not the residents, but the citizens again. Commitments County Council Cork have made. They're an endorser of the Basque Declaration, which is basically go green. I can attach it here and you can read it for yourselves, but it's all about going green. They're a signatory of the Covenant of Mayors, which again is a voluntary, ambitious action to reduce greenhouse emissions, to create sustainable energy, and 9,000 cities and local governments have committed to this. And again, not one of our councillors are coming out speaking about these programmes. They're signatory of the Mannheim message, which is again local Green Deal, sustainable cities and towns, sustainable and inclusive Europe to be a carbon neutral, because they want carbon neutral by 2050, Europe by 2050. They're a signatory of the Charter of the EU Mission of the Restoring Our Oceans and Waters. They're a signatory of the Charter of EU Mission on Adaptation to Climate Change. Among Irish local authorities, Cork City Council was the first, but not the last, to declare a climate and biodiversity emergency, which they done that in 2019, and to produce an air quality strategy 2021. Cork is involved in Tips for PED, which is another organisation which is basically transforming urban areas by spearheading green and digital transitions through stimulations and a local digital twin, and it's creating positive energy districts, which are PEDs, known as PEDs, to address technical, social, financial, and regulatory challenges, all aimed at achieving a climate neutral Europe by 2050, with a focus on citizen empowerment, not resident, citizen. Tip for PED provides tools and solutions tested in the project's Lighthouse City, touring and replicated in cities in Cork, Budapest, and Karani. These efforts highlight the potential for renewable energy integration district, retrofitting, and community-driven ecosystems, marking a significant step towards sustainable urban development across Europe. Now, this is again a part of the ICLEI organisation, and Cork City Council have agreed to all of this because they've agreed to absolutely every one of their initiatives. So we really need to be keeping an eye on Cork, because that's the city that's really going to change over the next couple of years. I'll do a video again on the Cork City Development Plan 2022 to 2028, because that really links into this organisation and where the future of Cork is headed. But all you've got to do really is look around the town and see if the city for yourself, because there's flats being built everywhere, but there's no parking spaces. There's cycle lanes going in absolutely everywhere because they want zero emissions, so there'll be less cars. People will be cycling or walking to work. It's all about go green. It's frightening how interconnected all of these documents and all these organisations are with each other. I mean, I want to do another video as well about the NGOs, because it's scary how many NGOs and the money that's going directly to the NGOs from the UN and the World Economic Forum to fund integration of migrants into our communities. Like every single county council has its own NGO to integrate migrants into its community. Cork, for example, is NASC. It offers free legal service and advocates for the migrants' rights into their communities. And there's the NCPs, which is the new community partnerships, that integrates them for their jobs or gives them free training, because they're getting everything handed to them in this country, and it's all part of global Ireland, because it's frightening how everything really is connected, folks. I mean, I'm talking, they're so well organized. It's actually scary how much everything interconnects with each other. I'll do the videos on the other two again, but I mean, Cork is the city we need to be watching here, folks, because they're after agreeing to absolutely all of the sustainable developmental goals, whereas every other county council in the country has only agreed to certain aspects of it. We have, like, Kildare hasn't agreed to all of them, but they have agreed to go green. The digitalisation. Dublin has agreed to smart cities and carbon neutral. Um, Tipperary, Cork, like they've all got their own little specific goals that they said they'd reach, but Cork has agreed to reach them, reach every single one of them. So we really should be just keeping our eye on Cork, folks.